Kupina kuphi emakhaya amadolobheni asekomplesta khona sasifikile ngehlelo lakho Yilungelo Lakho, it's your ride. Silethela ke lehlelo lapho mahamba phambili SABC 1 eMzansi for sure. Mina ke ngisimpiwe Ngcwane. Njengenjalo ke mbukele nawe asekuvaleli ngaphandle ungasinika isikhathi kube ube ingcenye yalo hlelo. Our participation lines are open 0117146918 and 0117146919. You can also email your thoughts or catch us on our social media platforms. Asingene ngezabeni ngamhla kanti ke leli Yilungelo Lakho. Advances in payment technology are bringing us closer to the time when using cash to pay would be a thing of the past. All over the world, consumers are turning to smart cards and smartphones to pay for purchases. But the lack of authentication via PIN or signature is of great concern as it leaves the cardholder open to fraud should the card go out of sight.
In a society where convenient and speedy service is an obsession, consumers would fall for any technology that delivers on these values. The latest is a technology which makes swiping your card, putting in your PIN number and wait for bank approval a thing of the past. This method, referred to as tap and go, is popular across the world, all because of the way it makes shopping hassle-free. But that is until you hear stories that such technology has its weaknesses. In this video, someone demonstrates how insecure your money is with these cards. It suggests that anyone equipped with a bank card reader can steal your money just by tapping your wallet. This is of serious concern to consumers. But the South African Banking Risk Information Center is adamant that these concerns are misplaced. There is no way that someone can do what this video depicts, says SABC. It says using a tap-and-go card makes it difficult for anyone to even see your PIN number, as no PIN is required on certain transactions. Consumers are not without options. If one does not like this technology, they can notify their bank. If the card is lost, one has to do what they would normally do, report it and have it blocked. The tap-and-go technology is part of the innovative methods banks introduced to improve customer experience. It has spread to include using even your cell phone to pay for goods and services in places where carrying cash is not advisable. The virtues of the system are well demonstrated in situations where banks are not necessarily part of the business equation. Even a street vendor gets to enjoy secure banking without owning a bank account. That may seem like the future, but it is here today. Whether its security is guaranteed, time will tell. Yilungelo Lakho.
Nyalo ke khuluma kabanti ke ngekuphepha kwalolu hlelo lolusha lokubhadala i-tap and go asasimukele ke ivakashi lethu TP Alexander lovela ke absa Bank sinaye ke naKhaliani Phile lovela ke South African Banking Risk Information Center SABC, and from our Durban studios sinensatheli yethu ke SABC Siphumelele Zondi uphinze kathule nahlele bathi ke network. Very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Yilungelo Lakho.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Khaliani, I'm going to start with you. Just looking and listening at this clip, I was cringing. Am I justified?
Actually, you're not. You shouldn't be concerned to that extent. And I think, you know, people that have actually looked at this video have become quite concerned. And I suppose if they didn't understand it, then it's frightening to think that somebody could take a near-field communication point-of-sale device and tap it without you knowing about it. And I think, you know, to put it all into perspective, yes, I mean, if somebody did go close to it, a transaction could go off for a small amount that they put onto that particular card or for payment. But I think what bank customers or bank clients need to understand and know about it is that for the bank to issue any particular merchant with a near-field communication point-of-sale device, you know, the device itself, we're not talking about the card now, there's a whole process that's involved. Banks don't just issue it to anybody. You know, there's a whole process. A merchant has to be vetted. Or know your client requirements and compliance issues that need to be complied with. The banks are able to monitor the usage on those particular devices. So if we think that criminals are going to just be walking around doing this in the kind of volumes that people are worried about, that everybody's going to be affected, not so. Because really, it's not even going to be merchants, for one, unless they collude with criminals. It's not going to happen. If somebody steals a point-of-sale device and actually goes around doing this, you have to also think about how many people are they going to go about putting this thing close to them without people detecting
So are you saying that there's absolutely no way that a certain amount of money can leave my account as a result of tapping using a POS device?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you're looking at a criminal who's going to be walking around tapping people all over with their cards being in their handbags or in their wallets or in their pockets, you have to look at it, how many of them are actually going to go about. For one, they've got to get hold of a point-of-sale device. Secondly, they're going to have to go about doing it without the person actually knowing it. If your card is stolen out of your possession and somebody walks into a store and does a transaction, yes, they'll be able to tap and they'll be able to have that transaction go off your account. So
then it's not safe.
So no. So let me again qualify what I'm saying, is that the banks have, the way in which it works is that it's not for any amount that can go off your account. For one, it's small amounts, usually a couple of hundred. Different banks have different amounts, like 200 or 300, 400. Small amounts of money. Also, a limited number of transactions that actually can take place on a particular day. Now, you'll get a notification, an SMS notification, when monies are going out of your account when you have actually not authorized that payment.
Okay.
So then you can contact your bank immediately, which is what we tell bank customers all the time. If there's any transaction that goes off your account that is not authorized by you, you should contact your bank immediately and stop that card. So that's why it's very important to also make sure that you do receive those notifications.
And I suppose my fear and insecurity is based on that video clip that I've just saw on the insert earlier,
yes,
of someone tapping on my card and then a receipt emerging from this device, which actually is proof that money has exited my account. I'm not safe at all.
No, so it's, yes, if somebody had to go close to it, like you saw there, and put in an amount of 250 rands and goes close up to the person and touches. What I'm saying is that, yes, that 250 rand would go off, but then you'd get a notification that that money went out of your account and you're going to do something about it. But I'm saying, look at it in the context of how many people are going to be walking around with a point-of-sale device close enough. It's near-field communication. So it's not like, it has to be close enough. I think we say that it needs to be at least within 4 centimeters of the device. So it's not, you have to look at it in the context of, is this going to be lucrative for criminals, that they're going to be walking around with this particular point-of-sale device, tapping people? You're going to see it. I mean, women don't necessarily put the card in their back pockets. They'd have it in their handbag, in their wallet. Somebody's going to be coming with a whole machine against you. I think people should look at it in that context. But yes, always be concerned about the usage of your card and always take precautions.
Now, CP, explain for us, if you can, the whole contactless technology and how it has penetrated the banking landscape.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. I'd like to just start with, just to cover a couple of security aspects in addition to what Kulian has mentioned. Firstly, if you look at cash and you compare it to cards, one thing that cards give you is, the security of being able to dispute a transaction. If you had 200 rand in your pocket and someone took it, that would be the end of that. You've got SMS notifications. It actually needs to be closer than the 4 centimeters. You'd be aware of it, and we haven't picked this up as a major concern at all. So although this video has been doing the rounds, it's caused great concern. We haven't picked this up really as a challenge. We also monitor transactions in the back and would ensure that after a couple of transactions, it goes online and it requests a PIN. So it's really not something that would lead to great loss, and it would also, you'd have the cover of disputes. Right. On your question around, just penetration of contactless, we've seen great growth. Looking at some of the statistics from Visa, on average, we've seen contactless transactions double, with about 5% of all transactions on card being contactless. So consumers have certainly, taken this on as a way of transacting. If you look at a card, and if you could just put that on the screen, it's easy to identify a contactless card from the PayWave. So if you look at the PayWave sign that is there, if you look at the chip at the front, that is what forces the transaction, as I said, to go online and request a PIN. So after tapping 1 or 2 times, it will always, go online and then request, that you put in your PIN.
Okay, I want to engage you on the issue of the chip, but a little later on, and how easy or difficult it can to clone it. Now, Siphumelele, it's over to you in Durban. You've been in the industry for quite a long time now, and from your travels around the world, how has contactless technology penetrated consumers?
Mina baba ngiyayithanda indaba zobuchwepheshe obusha and ngiyacabanga ukuthi isikhathi esiningi simele singakusabi lobuchwepheshe ngoba mawungacabanga ukuthi nendlela endala ebisetshenziswa indlela le yokukhipha imali bese uyahamba uyothenga ngawo cash ukuthi nakhona bewungathi uthi ujiki khona uthole hawu sebekuvimbile abafana sebefuna yona le mali oyiphethe kanti la kuthanda ukubanzinyana ukuthi bayithole le mali le onayo ebhange ngoba njengoba eshilo usisi lapho kaSabreek ukuthi bangaka abantu abayohamba nomshini bethi bafuna ukubheka wonke umuntu onalolu hlobo lwekhadi ukuze bakwazi ukukhipha imali ekhadini lakho embuzweni wakho ukuthi zingaki indlela ezihlukahlukene ezingadingi ukuthi usebenzise ucash mawucabanga nje nike nakhuluma ekuqaleni kohlelo ngayo indlela yamakhalekhukhwini ukuthi sewuthatha umakhalekhukhwini wakho usebenzise wona ukuthi mawungawunamathelisa lapha emshinini umakhalekhukhwini imali seyiphumile njalo ngaleso sikhathi ebhange sewukhokhile la kusiza khona ke ukuthi kususa zona le inkinga okhuluma ngazo zamakhadi ukuthi mengabe ukhuluma ngeindaba zama security yekhadi lakho ukuthi mase usebenzisa umakhalekhukhwini ngoba phela kumele ungene kwi-account yakho khona lapha kwi-internet ukuze ikwazi ukuphuma imali so yikho nami ngeke ngisho ukuthi kukwena ukuthi wenze ngesiqiniseko ukuthi uphumile lapha kwi-internet banking yakho ukuthi uvalile ukuthi kungathi ukuthi mawuthatha umakhalekhukhwini unamathelisa lapha emshinini seyiphumile imali ngaso sonke isikhathi makwenzeka wazi ukuthi kumele kube khona indlela ongangena ngazo kwi-internet banking sekhona nendlela zamehlo ke kulamalanga ukuthi uthatha ifoni yakho uyibuke lapha ngamehlo ngoba akekho phela umuntu onamehlo afana nawe uyibuke ngamehlo sewuyavuleka u-internet banking wakho seyavuleka nendlela ezintsha lezi ama-application zokukhipha imali ebhange nokukhokha uthola ukuthi sewusebenzise zona-ke noma-ke ufaka umunwe lapha akekho phela omunye nomunye ofana nowakho mawusebenzisa indlela ezintsha zamakhalekhukhwini ukuthi kungasale sekuba yikhadi kuphela kube nendlela ezizoqikelela ukuthi mawukhokha uphephile nakulona ikhadi njengoba beshilo ukuthi uyawuthola umyalezo ukuthi hawu nawe khona obesebenzisa ikhadi lakho ngesikhathi uthola lo myalezo fonela ibhange ngaleso sikhathi ukusho ukuthi nakho ngathi khona usethathe ikhadi lami wayokhokha ngalo kanti uma ngabe uthepha ngale khadi yebo umyalezo uyawuthola kodwa imali ayiphumi ngaleso sikhathi ebhange kusayi transaction abasengakwazi ukuyireverse bayibuyisele leyo mali kwi-account yakhe abasebhange
hayi Zondi sabonga kakhulu-ke kusinika umlandvo-ke ngalelo hlobo sitawuphinde sichubeke futhi nenkulumo yethu emva kwaleli khefu kwanyalo-ke mbukela sesibambe lapho sesishelela ngasetolo join us after this break. Sakumola futhi mbukeli leleke Yilungelo Lakho kuvakalisa-ke umbono wakho ngenkulumo yethu sishayele ucingo-ke lapha estudio ku-01171469118 noma-ke 01171469119 ungasithumela futhi na-email ku-consumer@sabc.co.za siphinde sitholakale ku-Facebook naku-Twitter siyachubeka futhi nenkulumo yethu njengaleli khadi kuthiwa-ke i-tap and go. All right, I wanna engage you a bit more about the security and safety of this tap and go system or the technology as it were. If a family member or your husband, your wife, child can steal that card, go to the shops, tap it, and then bring it back without you noticing, it still speaks to the safety of this particular technology.
So, thank you. I think a great question. Although that could be possible, as I said before, what the bank does in the background is we monitor the number of transactions. So let's say the individual does, 3 taps of 30 Rand. We would send, the SMS through. So I think for consumers, they need to know it's very important to ensure that they register for the SMS notifications. Secondly, once, the person has returned, the naughty child has returned the card, you would have known of what these are, and, you would be able to take action in terms of claiming funds back. And normally with the associations, you have up to 180 days to put in a dispute for a transaction. When compared with cash, it's still a far safer option in that you do have these dispute mechanisms, as opposed to if you make a payment, let's say even via an EFT, you may not necessarily have the recourse that a card would be able to give. So from a safety perspective, as I've said, we monitor this as a bank, and we found that it's still safe, hence consumers are using it more and more.
Some retailers always require a PIN after tapping. Under what circumstances is a PIN required?
Okay. So when a card has a chip, that is when a PIN is required. If it's a transaction, usually I would say over an amount of 200 Rand, a PIN would then be required if you don't tap. Not all devices, by the way, are tap and go devices. Approximately, I would say half of the devices out there are tap and go, whilst the other devices are still being renewed across the banking infrastructure across the country. So not all devices would allow for it, but once you go online, you put in your PIN, and that would be the way that you would ensure that it's your transaction. So you always must keep your PIN safe. Do not give your PIN to others, otherwise it becomes very difficult to prove that it was not you when you dispute a transaction.
Okay. Now, siphumelele kahle siyabona ukuthi kujwayelekile amadolobheni ke i-technology le nje ukuthi ke siyibone. Lemakhaya ingabe ikhona i possibility ekuthi bangayibona le technology le nje, would they have access to such a technology?
Into engicabanga ukuthi inkinga ngeendlela eziningi zesimanje manje zidinga ukuthi ube ne-account yasebhange. Zikhona indlela ezingayidingi ke siyazi ukuthi mawubheka kwamanye amazwe akuyona technology ethephayo kodwa usebenzisa umakhalekhukhwini ukuze ukwazi ukukhokha. Mawucabanga ukuthi mawubheka ko Kenya namanye amazwe ukuthi zikhona indlela ezifana nompesa ezisebenzisa wona umakhalekhukhwini. Hayi futhi lo makhalekhukhwini obiza kakhulu. Ungathatha zona nje lezi incingo zakudala ezikwazi ukuhambisa ama SMS nokushaya ucingo ukuthi ukhokhe ngazo, uhambisa umqhafazo, ngokomqhafazo ke usebenzisa icode ethize iphumile imali lapho ukhokhile. ENingizimu Afrika bake bazama ukufika nalezo ndlela ezintsha, bathi inkinga yabakhona ukuthi ababaningi abantu abazithatha bayisayinela lezo ndlela. Ngakho ke yikho inkinga uthola ukuthi ikakhulukazi kufuneka ibank account ukuze ukwazi ukuya ebhange ukuze le ndlela ezintsha zokukhokha uyisebenzise ngale ikhadi lelo khuluma ngalo noma usebenzise umakhalekhukhwini lo wesimanje manje lobiza kakhulu ukuze ukwazi ukukhokha ngawo umakhalekhukhwini loyo na usebenza njengale ikhadi ukuthi mawuvela ubeka nje lapha umakhalekhukhwini iphumile. Yebo zikhona indlela kwamanye amazwe nala ekhaya zikhona kancane kodwa hayi ngendlela ekumele ngabe seziningi ngayo.
So ngekubuka kwakho ngiphi indlela lephephile ngile kusebenzisa licingo i-smartphone noma ke ngileli khadi lesikhuluma ngalo kuthiwa i-contactless technology?
Ngicabanga ukuthi leyo kusebenzisa ucingo iphephile kunale yekhadi ngoba njengoba kade uchaza ukuthi isikhathi esiningi kakhulukazi uma ngabe ungayitholi imqhafazi imiyalezo lesho ukuthi khona imali ephumile noma ubana ngantshontsha ikhadi ahamba ayokhokha ngekhadi lakho, kodwa nalokho kuphephile kuno cash ngoba ucabanga ukuthi uhamba neningi imali igcwele ephaketheni noma igcwele esikhwameni ukuthi noma ubana ngakubamba inkunzi uthole seyihambe yonke imali. Kodwa le kamakhalekhukhwini iphephe kakhulu ngoba phela incingo zesimanje manje sekwazi ukusebenzisa umuntu ukuze ucingo livuleke. and akekho umuntu njengoba bengishilo eqaleni ukuthi akekho umuntu onomunwe wakho manje sebeze basebenzisa obunye ubuchwepheshe bamehlo ukuthi ucingo ulibheke ngamehlo mawulibheka ngamehlo ngoba akekho futhi onamehlo afana nawakho thola ukuthi livele livuleke ucingo ngamehlo akho akekho umuntu onamehlo afana nawakho kuyomele benze imizamo engazi ukuthi iyobanjani ngoba ngisho bangakubulala phela uma bekubulala yonke into onayo emzimbeni iyoma iye ukusebenza ukuthi kona kuphephile kocingo kuphephe kakhulu kunokwekhadi kanti nekhadi liphephe kakhulu kunokusebenzisa ucash.
Alright, siyabonga kakhulu ukusichazela kulolu hlangothi. Let's go to David and sithathe icingo lethu lekuqala siyakumola ehlelweni sawubona Khosi.
Yebo sawubona baba.
Kunjani mama?
Ngiyaphila kunjani?
Siphilile, khuluma nathi mama.
Kulonyaka ngoJuni umyeni wami wathathelwa imali engango 12,000 e-Absa Bank. Angalahlekelwanga ikhadi lakhe. Kwaba khona umuntu omfonelayo, lo muntu wathi ubuya kwa MTN wacela yonke imininingwane. Yena azange understand ukuthi lo muntu ikhona into azoyenza ngomniningwane wakhe wamnikeza yena.
Maybe yini ke le mininingwane? Imininingwane yani personal details noma account details?
Personal details baba. Njengoba vele kwa MTN nabakufonela bathi mhlambe kunomuntu bamfonela bathi kunomuntu owenza i-SIM swipe nge-phone number yakhe. Wathi yena cha akamazi loyo muntu loyo. Then le ndoda yamcela ukuthi baba ngicela unginikeze i-PIN number yakho uphinde futhi unginikeze nenamba yakho ye-cellphone yakho wamnika. Kanti lo muntu uzoblocka i-phone number yakababa wakwami yablockeka. Yena zange understand ukuthi kwenzakalani. After amalanga wathi makaye bank athi uyodraw imali wathola ukuthi imali yakhe idrawile kwa-Absa ngelanga babethatha u-2,000. Bathi kwa-Absa hamba yovula i-case wahamba wayivula i-case. Lesikhathi sekayivulile i-case bathi uzokhuluma no-detective sengimkhosi uSibeko wafonelana naye once.
Alright.
Athi baba ngisesebhizi ngefoni nge-case yakho azange aphinda abuye kuye kwaphinde futhi bamnikeza omunye u-detective naye wamfonela once wathi uzobuya kuye azange abuye bamnikeza the third one kwakuwumlungu kwakuwuFanveki. uFanveki naye wamfonela only once waqeda lapho uFanveki wabuyela kuye wathi baba imali yakho angeke uphinde uyithole.
Alright, Khosi siyabonga kakhulu kusishayela ke ngenhlanhla lehle ke sinaye ke chwephesha ke lo chamuka lapha eAbsa Bank utawuzama ke ukuchazela ngale nginga yakho after leli khefu. Siyabonga kakhulu kusishayela. Let's take another short break. We'll be right back. Asiphenze ukwamukela futhi ehlelweni ilungelo lakho. Tingcino tethu ke sethivuliwe ke kuthi nawe ungavakalesa umbono wakho. Call us on 0117146918 noma ke ku 0117146919. You can also email your thoughts to consumer@sabc.co.za or catch us on our social media platforms. Now, before we went to that air break, we had a caller whose husband was defrauded. Apparently, somebody from allegedly MTN called her husband and asked for personal details, after which 12,000 rand was deducted from his account. So how would you deal with such a matter, and just how prevalent are these cases?
So firstly, I'm really sorry to hear of the experience that Nobukosi's had. She's following the right path. The first thing you need to do is contact your bank, inform them of what has happened, and open up a case so that this can be followed through and dealt with appropriately. But what I really want to raise here, that consumers need to be aware of, is that your personal details need to be kept private. You know, fraudsters really, that this is their day job. This is what they do all the time, trying to get your personal details so they can do what is called, you know, phishing. So they sort of take over your cell phone and then, you know, take over your, you know, they pretend to be you and then withdraw money. So just as with cash, if somebody phoned and asked, where do you keep your cash? You wouldn't tell them. Do not give personal details over to the phone, over on the phone. If somebody was phoning from that place, they would know your personal details.
Okay. Now, Kaliani, in a statement that was issued on the SABC website, you did admit that if a criminal taps a card, they would get the card number and the expiry date, but not the CVV number. Fair enough. But even if that's the case, they may be in a position to create a counterfeit card using the card number that has been tapped, isn't it?
They can't. They need more information than that. If they have just the card number and the expiry date, they don't have all the other information that would be contained on a mag strip or that would be contained on the chip that's on the card. And just having the card number and having the expiry date, they don't have CVV number. They also don't have your PIN number. You know, they don't have your password. So they can't go on and do online banking because they would need the CVV number to do online banking. They can't go and draw money out of an account because they don't have your PIN number. They can't access your bank account because they don't have your passwords and your username. So, you know, I mean, of course, if people make counterfeit cards, and we know that we've had a number of instances in the past where counterfeit card was quite prevalent and not anymore because of all the security features that have come up over the years. But if somebody has got enough information to create a cloned card, you must remember that cloned card won't have a chip in it and it won't have data from the chip. If they have a cloned card, and they would be able to use it in a non-EMV compliant place, so somewhere where the POS device doesn't call for the PIN number in those instances. But again, like we always say, you've got to register for the SMS notification so that the minute a transaction goes off your account, you're able to alert your bank. You know, you alert it. So I think, you know, over the years, we've seen how criminals have become smarter and more sophisticated. The need, or they're constantly wanting personal information. They're constantly wanting your bank information. We've been seeing bulk data breaches, and again, criminals are looking for that kind of information so that they can access their potential victims' bank account and steal money from them. But we have to also realize that because that's happening, the obligation is on us as bank customers as well. There's certain obligations on us as well to start looking after ourselves. The risk doesn't just lie with your banking institution or with your mobile service provider. It lies with you and I as well. And unfortunately, you know, we don't look after ourselves the same way, and criminals know that. And that's why we have to always make sure that we also, the time has come, I mean, it's come a long time ago, Indeed. But we have to constantly remind ourselves that Indeed. We have to try and manage risk as individuals as well, because the criminals are coming for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's take another caller. We've got Tembinkosi from Labonville. Sagumoyo Hlelen sawubona.
Yebo sawubona.
Kunjani baba?
Ngiyaphila njani?
Siphilile, khuluma nathi baba.
Themkosi Mkhulisi useLamonville. Ngicela ukubuza bhuti ukuthi leli khadi itholakala kanjani mhlawumbe mangilifuna mhlawumbe ngifuna ukukhenga.
Angizwa baba.
Ngicela ukubuza ukuthi leli khadi mangilifuna mhlawumbe litholakala kanjani.
Okay, yeah, sinayo ke ichwephesha wase ABSA ukhona la studio takuchazela ke. He needs to get hold of the card. How does he get hold of the card? Can anybody who's got a bank account have access to a contactless banking card? Is it just available to every customer, or is it a certain group of customers that are eligible for this card?
So it's available quite broadly. He would simply have to go into one of our branches, or could look to apply through other channels online, etc. and apply for the card. It's quite a simple process. If you're looking for what's called a debit card for just, to put your own money and access your money, it would literally be your ID and your proof of residence. And if you're looking for a credit card for lending purposes, then we would require proof of income and go through an application process.
Okay, so if I'm not really comfortable with a contactless facility, can I opt out of it?
There are cards that we do have available at the moment where you can look to choose one specifically, but it's the cards that are widely available are the contactless cards. That's what really we found consumers are looking at. Also, if you look at technology, and what is happening now is that we're providing more and more options for customers. So right now, for example, you could go into your banking app, you can temporary lock a card if you think your son has taken it away and has gone off with your card, and if you found it, maybe you found that you've lost it somewhere, you can unlock. You can also reduce the volumes that can go through either ATM, the values, etc., that in terms of tapping and withdrawing, etc.
But then, am I responsible for the purchases made by a fraudster or a thief if they steal my card information?
Certainly not.
Okay.
What you would need to do is simply file a dispute with the bank, whichever bank it is. There are dispute processes. You have up to 180 days. The most important thing, always look at your statement. And secondly, keep that SMS notification available so that you're aware of what's going on in your account. But once
Where does the money go? Does it go to a certain bank account that I can easily track it?
So when you say where does the money go?
After tapping.
After tapping.
Yeah, after tapping. Where does it go?
Okay, so it would go from your account to the account of the merchant that owns the device.
Okay.
So as Kuliana said,
you'll be in a position to trace it, ne?
Yes. So more often than not, we are tracking and tracing transactions as they go through. Any anomalies, sometimes we pick up fraud before our customers even realize that it's happened, and we stop it before it even gets to the merchant.
So not all is lost. I can get it back. I can get my money back.
Millions of rands are saved that way, where we assist our customers. And
all right. Do you want to add on that, Kalini?
I think the important thing for South Africans, certainly, is that we can say that we are not seeing that in South Africa. So the South African Banking Risk Information Centre, SABC, we have most of the South African banks as part of us, and we have actually not seen this. So we're not seeing fraudulent transactions happen because of the tap and go. So I think that's a very important thing. We're not saying be lax about it. Always be cautious, always be on the lookout, and always look after your card and protect your information. But we're not seeing this coming through as the tap and go resulting in fraudulent transactions.
So I understand what fraudsters do. They clone the magnetic strip on the card. I mean, then they use it in other countries where, where the chip technology is not fully developed. That is a reality. So how are we protected? How are consumers protected?
So look, again, at the end of the day, if there's any transaction that happens on your account that you've actually not authorized, you actually haven't used that card yourself, again, you'll get the notification. Or if you're not registered, you should be checking your bank statements all the time. Again, it's all part of our habit in terms of how we're looking after ourselves, or we should be looking after ourselves. And then you would lodge a complaint with your bank, and your bank will obviously investigate. They investigate each case on its merit and make decisions based on the merits of that particular matter. So the banks have over the years, you had magstrip only. Then they put EMV, so you had your chip on it as well, so it's further protection. The information that goes across is encrypted, so no one can steal that data, and we've not had a single instance anywhere in the world that I know of as well, where we've had the chip compromised. So that was all the additional layers of security that's been put on. But at the end of the day, I think the most important thing is that if criminals want access to your information, they're going to do whatever they can. I mean, you heard now the caller said somebody called them, pretended to be a particular service provider, and asked for personal information. The golden rule is you never ever give anybody your personal information in an unsolicited call. You just get a call randomly from someone.
So I get a sense that it works almost similar to a credit card. I mean, but then the only difference is that it's got smaller limits as compared to a credit card.
Well,
so it means you are also doubting it.
No, not at all.
Doubting the safety of this.
I don't doubt it at all. I don't doubt it at all. If you're talking about you see that there's a difference between the mag strip issue and there's a difference between the tap and go. They're different ways in which the payment gets made and how it actually is processed. With the tap and go, like we said, small amounts of money, fewer, limited number of transactions that can happen in a day. Again, the point of sale device is not issued to individuals that just walk around or do. You can't walk into a bank and ask for a point of sale device, you know, the payment device. And especially, the one that needs, allows the tap and go, it needs to be the near field point of sale device. It's a particular one. So again, you heard now that merchants will be able, the bank is able to track which merchant this transactions actually happened to. It goes into the merchant's bank account. And that's why I'm saying it's not as if shops are going to be sending people around to tap everybody. You know, it's just to put it into context for us to just sort of stay calm about this issue. I think that the real reason why people have become concerned about it is because of that video that went viral. That's just sort of created this whole sensational thing about it. And we're not saying for 1 minute, don't be cautious. You have to be. But I think that just created the wrong impression that this is an easy free-for-all, that people can just walk around, tap, and you won't know when your money's gone. We're not seeing that.
All right. Kalyan, I do understand that you have to dash off, but then thank you so much for your time and for coming through and for your insight. We really, truly appreciate it, as always.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, Kalyani, I'm going to have to let her go because he has to go somewhere. And after the break, I'll be engaging more our expert, our technology expert in our Durban studios, Phumelele Zondi. But for now, let's take yet another commercial break. Sakomola futhi mbukeli, khumbula ukuthi nawe ungaba ingcenye lohlelo, ngeke sukushaya icingo e-studio ku-011-714-6918 noma ke 011-714-6919 or visit our Facebook page. Namhla ke sikhuluma ke nganoluhla lwemakhadi asebhange lekuthiwa ke i-tap and go, lapho kuvele uthephe ubese uyabhadala nje kanjalo. Sinaye ke Tsipha Alexander ulapha ke Absa Bank. Tsipha, what are banks doing rather to mitigate the risk of contactless technology?
So in terms of mitigating the risk, one of the key activities is educating customers. So we constantly, we write to customers and inform them of the different, ways that fraudsters try to gain access to their accounts, etc. So consumer education is very important. Secondly, it's about looking at the transactions that go through and looking for fraud. As I said before, we often tell customers beforehand so we can self-monitor and pick this up and assist them in, as soon as you inform the bank, literally within 24 hours, your money is back in your account. So those activities are there. We also monitor the types of merchants that sign up for the devices and ensure that we do full-on checks in terms of what kinds of merchants are allowed to onboard and get those devices.
So if I lose the card or it gets stolen, how would you advise consumers to do?
So you have many different options. You can phone the bank. So if you look at, on your ATMs, or you can go online and get the details. You can go onto your mobile app or onto online banking, and you could stop the card. Let's say if you believe it was stolen or fraud, or if you've simply lost it, as I said before, you could pause the card, and if you find it, you simply unpause. So gone are the days where you would go to a branch, report it stolen, find it the next day, and have to go through the process of applying. So it's a lot more customer friendly in terms of the options that we have now.
Yeah. Now, Sphumelele, given the high levels of crime in our country, now ucabanga ukuthi bantu batayimukela indlela lensha yekuthenga lekuthiwa ke i-contactless banking.
ngicabanga ukuthi abantu abaningi sebeyamkelile vele ngoba ungathi sebebaningana abantu abasebenzisa yona le ndlela entsha yokuthenga. Ngiyengizwa abantu abaningi besho bethi hawu babone kulula ukuthi bavele bathatha amakhadi abo bayothepha khona lapha ezitolo sebeqedile njalo kunokuthi kulokhu ufakwa ikhadi ufake iphini. Kodwa izitolo eziningi ziyakubuza ngaphambi kokuba uthephe. Siyazibuza ukuthi uyafuna sithephe noma ufuna ikhadi silifake phakathi ukuze ufake iphini yakho ngoba nabo bayazi ukuthi abantu abaningi bangase bangayithandisisi le ndlela yokuthi ayikho iphini oyifakayo. Into engisanda kuyibuza nje kwisambeli sakho sishilo ukuthi kuthatha izinsuku ezingaba 180 ukuze ukwazi ukubatshela uma ngabe unenkinga ngekhadi lakho mhlawumbe uma ngabe like lakulahlekela. Babo uma ngabe kuyinsuku ezingaka kubathatha isikhathi singakanani ke ukuthi babone ukuthi alitshontshwanga na ikhadi lakho qinisile ngalokho okushoyo njengoba beshilo ukuthi izinsuku wena kodwa unezinsuku ezinenkangako izinsuku eziyi180.
Alright, Siphumelele, njengoba uyibonile ke le clip that was circulating on social media ngenzaba yekuthepha nekuthenga ke kwaleli khadi leli. Don't you think it'll cause people to chicken out? Don't you think it'll cause fear and insecurity kubantu ukuthi bangayisebenzisi le ndlela le?
Abantu abaningi impela bazosaba njengoba bebonile ukuthi ongathi but njengoba shila isihambeli sakho sesihambile saka Sabreek ukuthi akuwona wonke umuntu othola lo mshini. Mawuthola lo mshini kuyazi ukuthi une business elithizeni eregistiwe ukuthi yikho ungakwazi ukuthola lo mshini umkhokho wentela kulelo business lakho. Ngakho ke angikholwa ukuthi baningi abakhokhi bentela abayohlale behamba nemshini bezama ukuthola imali zabantu ngeindlela ezingekho emthethweni. Ngoba uyosho ukuthi uyohamba emaphoyiseni uye nasebhanki uyosho ukuthi maye babo sekwenzeka into enje sekukhona ofikile wafika nomshini la wayikhipha imali ngendlela engekho emthethweni bese beyabheka ukuthi ubani lo muntu babona ukuthi umnikazi webusiness elithizeni eliregister endaweni ewukuthi ekumele ngabe lisebenza endaweni ewukuthi bese mhlambe ke kube nezindlela abazodila ngayo nalo muntu noma ngabe bayambopha noma bamvumelela amacala noma ibhange mhlambe liyamphuca. Kodwa akuwona wonke umuntu onalo mshini njengoba kade sishila isihambeli saka Sabreek ukuthi kumele ube umuntu onebusiness eregistiwe ngakho ke umkhokhi wentela ngakho ke kulula ukuthi kutholakala ukuthi uma ngabe kuthiwa imali iphumile ebhange ngoba khona umuntu ofike wenza lento kuthiwa leyo mali ihambile yangena ebusinessini labani bese lo muntu ke kudilwa ngaye ngendlela.
Asibonga kakhulu nzanga yethu. Given the popularity of the tap and go technology, are we likely to see the phasing out of the swiping or the inserting the card system?
So firstly, with regards to the mag stripe, you will over time begin to see that technology phase out. And that is why the chip that I showed earlier and PIN is being used because it's far safer. So you'll find that we will look at, put more investments into, that sort of or chip technology and bring that to customers. Okay. But we've also gone further and, brought further innovations where now you're able to put your card into your phone. And then unless the person is able to access your phone, they wouldn't know your PIN or do an iris scan, they would then not be able to get to those bank details. So there's a lot of innovation happening right now to ensure that it becomes safer and safer for our consumers.
All right. Let's take our final ad break now. Ungasanyakati, siyabuya khona nyalo. Sekumola futhi elihlelweni Yilungelo Lakho asesithathe ke incingo tefete ekugcina sina baba Machiolo ulapha ke emthatha sekumola elihlelweni sawubona. Mr. Machiolo, can you hear me? Ay cha ngathi sinenkinga ke ukuthola baba Machiolo. Asesihambe siye lapha ke kwaThema kuna Hendrik. Sekumola Hendrik sawubona?
Sawubona njani mama?
Kunjani baba?
Hayi baba kubuhlungu baba lento emabhangi le.
Hey,
Ngalamathepha. I-problem enginayo ngifisayo number 1. Ukuthi uthi why ibhank now sinakunikeza ikhadi ingakutsheli ukuthi le khadi linale tap and go.
Okay.
Of which fraud leyo for mina, fraud. Ngoba if and yibo futhi banikeza labantu laba imishini ukuthi basisele. So kusho fraud eningi ila bank. The bank supposed to we're giving you this card or you're signing for this card, in a tap and go, but you never find it. And end of the day, lo mambeka lapho uthi imali encane yebo incane kuye. Kuye incane ngoba what is it yena unama million mosebhek. Le card leli kulithatha after said. It's something else. Please, I think we should need to take it up or alternatively fanele basele the card le njengoba linje bakwazi ukwehlisa le amount ibe ku-0 ukuze nawungayifuni.
All right.
Basenze the way basenza ngayo ngoba bona let's say i-300 rand or 400 rand is nothing for them. Yes, it is something.
All right. Hendrik, siyabonga kakhulu ukusishayela. Ukhona ke baba wase-ABSA utasichazela ke. He's basically saying that banks are complicit in the fraudulent activity. If I apply for an account at ABSA, for instance, and they give me this card, the banks do not disclose that this is actually a tap and go system. And it's the very banks that gives these so-called thieves or fraudsters the card reading machines. Basically, the banks are complicit. That's what he's saying.
So firstly, it's important that, whenever you take a card as a consumer, you go through the, the pamphlet that comes with the card, because it will explain. All of our cards come with, an explanation of what contactless is about, and, why it's there to assist you and to make transacting far easier. So that's the first thing. Also, depending on the bank, you can contact your bank and see which transactions you can actually switch on and switch off should you feel that you're not comfortable with, for example, your card transacting online. You can go and, look at those different options. Okay. So that is the first thing. And then the second, I think, is once again, the protection is there. If it was cash, it would be gone. If it was 200 rand, and I know that that is a lot of money, but if it was cash in your pocket, it would be gone. Yeah. Here you actually have the option and 180 days to go to your bank and fill in a dispute, and within 1 day get your money back. So there's always that balance between the risk and the reward.
CP Alexander from ABSA Bank. Nawe kenza ngayethu siphumelele zonke khona lapha eThekwini. Siyabonga kakhulu ukusihlangela nathi. Ayikembukeli manje sesifikele emaphethelweni aleli hlelo lwethu la namhla. Many thanks to our studio guests for making time to be with us today. Ngithaza bonke nani babukeli ngekuba nathi kuze kube ngimanje. Please join us again next Monday for yet another live consumer affairs discussion. Uthola ke impinza yaleli hlelo asisihlangane every Thursday night from 11 p.m. on SABC 1. From me, Simphiwe Ngwane, and the rest of the team, Have a great week ahead. Cheers.